Vanek here with another Artifact Cup 39 replay cast, this time between EmptySoul and Yellhead on Canyon Outpost. And here we are, starting in the bottom side of the map, in the gray on green Soban carrier. It is Yellhead. And once we hit that reveal all option, moving to the other side of the map, it is in the pink on white Soban carrier, EmptySoul. So we're going to have a Soban versus Soban fight today here between our two players. EmptySoul already going for light assault fabrication. Let's put this on production so you guys can keep an eye on what people are doing. And looking at the other side of the map, Yellhead just seconds behind on getting light assault vehicle fabrication as well. Yellhead going for the second resourcing location. This is one of the two-player maps that's in the Artifact Cup, so you have salvager, one player's worth of resources over here, and a second one over here. Let's check out and see what EmptySoul is doing, moving immediately into some LAVs, while Yellhead continues to produce the salvager. So Yellhead going for a more macro opening style play, while EmptySoul wants to get some scouting done with these LAVs. 4 LAVs out for EmptySoul. EmptySoul thinking about picking up this base runner, with his base runner picking up their artifact, but Yellhead already beat him there, so moving the base runner over to this side here. Got a nice space cruiser crash right here in the middle of the map. Yellhead now producing some LAVs as well. Only 1 to EmptySoul's 4. And then EmptySoul immediately going for a production cruiser. Sorry, support cruiser.
Base runner taking enemy fire.
Versus, which is an interesting choice because one option in this map is you could move your carrier into the in-between spot. And we do have some skirmishing going here between EmptySoul and Yellhead's LAVs. And Yellhead with the terrain advantage there got the better of that exchange. Meanwhile, EmptySoul is trying to attack Yellhead's base runner. There goes Yellhead's probe. Yellhead bringing in a fleet of LAVs to reinforce. And there's EmptySoul's base runner over there on the back. So Yellhead should be able to get out with her base runner just fine. But may not want to send all these LAVs in one at a time, because that may result in them unnecessarily blowing up.
LAV armor enhancement complete. Carrier copies.
Yellhead already got rails fabrication out. EmptySoul instead going for AAV fabrication first. Really interesting to see how those counter there. EmptySoul should be able to get this base runner into the extraction zone, and Yellhead will also be able to get her base runner into the extraction zone. More engagement from the LAVs in the middle this time. Yellhead does not. Even numbers there at 4 on 4, but Empty does have a little bit of a health disadvantage, but a height advantage, so Yellhead just going to drive those away with some movement there. You have more LAVs going on the other side from Yellhead, and then the first railgun out on the field. Meanwhile, EmptySoul continuing to produce LAVs.
Artifact recovered. Authentication confirmed.
1 artifact recovered for Yellhead. Base runner will drop off anytime. Yellhead forgetting about the base runner here just for a little bit. These LAVs kill that probe. You can see the burning wreckage right over here.
Signature identified. New threat identified.
Splitting her forces, which is a little bit risky, which will allow her to take out this base runner if she so wants, but does have a lot of EmptySoul's LAVs over here and only 4 Yellheads. LAVs on this side of the map. Now coming out with 3 more, but EmptySoul still has the overwhelming advantage in LAVs at this point in time. We can check upgrades. Yellhead does have defense, but Empty already has 4 armor, 2 upgrades to Yellhead's 1, so Empty definitely going to take this fight here, and Yellhead's going to be forced to retreat with her few remaining LAVs. What is her response? This railgun is not going to do anything against those LAVs, neither will that railgun acceleration.
Railgun weapons upgrade complete. Confirmed.
Let's see, EmptySoul going into Lav assault packs and going into fighters and gunships. Meanwhile, Yellhead researching AAV fabrication and then putting out a bunch of armed logistic modules in the LAV's path just to stop them. Maybe give her force of LAVs a little bit of the upper hand. She did lose 1 armed logistics module, which is, what, 250 CUs, something like that? So that's not cheap there, and only now lost 500 CUs and only killed a handful of LAVs, which are 100 CUs each, or RUs, sorry. Right? Let's check that. Yeah, 250 CUs and the blues RUs. That's correct. I've been playing Homeworld Remastered and everything's called RUs there.
Destination set.
Multiple support cruisers coming out for Empty, so Empty's getting this resource faster than Yellhead from the 2nd resourcing location. Now moving on to the 3rd resourcing location at this bulkhead. And meanwhile,
proceed to rally point.
That was a little bit too far out. Yellhead coming out with her fleet of LAVs. Only with a 2 armor versus Empty's 4 armor here. But she does have the using the boost ability, trying to sneak them into the back of Empty's resourcing location, but Empty decided to expand the other way. So Empty has more resources coming in than Yellhead does at this point, with the 2 support cruisers and operating off the 3rd resourcing location, and Yellhead in a good position to do some decent damage with these LAVs here. Especially if Empty does not realize that they are there. These railguns are back here are awfully undefended. Yellhead building some AAVs. Yeah, she is building some AAVs now. EmptySoul's LAVs are over here, but meanwhile we do need to keep an eye on the LAV attack. It runs straight into some armed logistics modules from Empty. Need to split the forces there and then target down these armed logistics modules. Yellhead doing a pretty good job at that right now, but a gunship comes out for EmptySoul, and that's going to clean up these LAVs very quickly. Almost all of Yellhead's attacking force has been destroyed from the gunship and the armed logistics modules, providing a little bit of assistance. So Empty right now has way more LAVs, and those LAVs continue to stream out. So Yellhead's going to be in a little bit of trouble here. She does not have missile batteries and does not have fighter and gunship fabrication, so Empty is just ahead in just about every way. These 2 last LAVs are going to die from the gunship, which is a little bit unnecessary as the LAVs of EmptySoul are running in. So Yellhead deciding that she needs to get aggressive, moving out with a fleet of LAVs of her own, and then a couple AAVs along with the railguns. These railguns would be a nice target, but Empty has so many LAVs with the damage upgrades. It might just be able to take out these armored AAVs with this LAV ball. Going to target the railguns first, and those drop very fast, not enough AAVs to defend, and as you can see, the upgraded LAV ball completely destroys the hard counter of those AAVs. Yellhead's going to need to, she does get the first damage upgrade for her LAVs, but still hasn't got that 2nd armor upgrade, now getting the 2nd damage upgrade. Meanwhile, Empty is coming out with some support cruisers here. Double support cruisers, an interesting choice.
Enemy on sensors. LAV taking effective fire.
Perhaps has already researched the support cruiser anti-air. Yes, the anti-air from support cruisers here. So that's how Empty is going to take care of Yellowhead's air, which currently doesn't exist, but it's a good precautionary measure. Base runner gets destroyed, but the gunship comes and is going to wipe out this fleet of LAVs.
LAV has been lost.
So Yellowhead's still operating off of less income than Empty is, and keeps on losing all these engagements. So Yellowhead's definitely in a bit of a trouble right now, and needs to pull a rabbit out of her hat.
Set new heading.
Maybe getting a bunch more of these AAVs would be the trick, and try and
Prep for displacement. Destination set.
do something, engage, force Empty into a trap with the AAVs, moving into
Engaging hostiles.
Mines. Get on it.
artillery cruiser.
Armor is en route.
Combat alert.
Artillery
Base runner
against
destroyed.
a LAV heavy build is a very interesting choice, because it's going to be very hard to hit those LAVs with the barrage from the artillery cruiser.
Awaiting orders.
Being supported with a bunch of LAVs, still doesn't have that second
User
armor level
identified.
research, but going for armor for the AAVs.
Tracking hostile.
Empty, meanwhile, has pretty much
Hostile contact on
doesn't
the
have
board.
anything in the
Hostile unit marked.
heavy armor at all. But when you're only going for
Enemy contact
LAVs
on the board.
with your build, why do you need it? Why would you need it, that is?
Enemy signature identified.
Yellowhead does have too many railguns out here for all of the LAVs that Empty has, and not really able to get using them and getting anything done with these railguns. Not to mention the railguns are weak to this gunship, and Yellowhead only just now getting missile batteries out. Missile batteries actually would be a good counter to this LAV vault if Yellowhead can land the mortars. Here comes that gunship
LAV
again.
destroyed.
Coordinates confirmed.
Not as effective when the LAVs are spread out, so the LAV may get the base runner before it gets to.
Light
Nope,
attack vehicle under fire.
the LAVs are going to be taken out. The Empty going to bring in 2 more base runners.
We're clear to
We'll have
proceed.
4 out of the 5 needed to win the game.
Destination set.
Coming out with a bunch of battle cruisers. 3 battle
Enemy
cruisers to
contact
be,
on the board.
in fact.
New threat identified.
On our way.
Let's see, are these artillery battle
Enemy engaging
cruisers?
armored unit.
They're just regular battle cruisers.
Board is green. Let's roll. Location.
Yellowhead
marked.
does have her artillery cruiser out.
Hostile
Yes,
unit
there's
marked.
a difference in the model here.
We have new bearing on hostile
Not to mention it
target.
says artillery cruiser. And then in come
Enemy
Empty's
on sensors.
LAVs.
Missiles in relay.
An LAV
Yeah, that's
has
the
been
problem with the artillery cruiser. It's really hard to hit the LAVs, as the LAVs are so
Armored
much
vehicle
faster.
destroyed.
And Yellowhead does not have enough LAVs of her own here, nor does she have enough AAVs. So this armored artillery cruiser is going to be taken down.
Displace.
These rails over here aren't really doing anything.
Hostile strike craft
Streaming in
destroyed.
LAVs unfortunately isn't going to work either.
LAV destroyed. Carrier copy.
Needs to put out a bunch more of these AAVs if she's going to have a chance at stopping
Sensor
here.
post is taking hostile fire.
Instead, Empty's just going to come and completely
Armored
wreck
unit lost. All head full. Get us
Yellowhead's
underway.
resourcing line.
Sensor post has been lost. Move out. Salvager destroyed. Salvager under fire.
Yeah, the support cruisers are going down, the salvagers are going down.
Support
This is
cruiser has been lost.
not a fun place to be in whatsoever if you're Yellowhead.
All out.
Armored vehicle taking
Meanwhile, the
effective
battle
fire.
cruisers continue to come up, and more battle cruisers being
Target locked.
created.
Hostile.
Keep them
Finally, enough AAVs to push the LAVs out. Some artillery shots hitting here, but not enough. And EmptySoul's LAV fleet still a force to be reckoned with.
Destination set.
One more artifact to win it. Empty bringing the gunship around, spots the railguns, and those are going to be some dead railguns from the gunship.
Salvager construction complete.
A railgun has been lost.
3 railguns down, potentially 4 railguns down,
Salvager
but gunship returning back to the hangar. 4 battle cruisers from Empty coming out, and another support cruiser here, and then the LAV fleet,
Tracking enemy target.
along with the double support cruisers for anti-air as well. They pick off a railgun, which gets destroyed.
Engaging armored unit.
Artillery cruiser taking pot shots, not using his barrage ability, but is not able to hit the
Enemy
LAVs.
signature identified.
Armor's en route.
And in come the Soban battle cruisers with their railguns. Those are going to clean up
Underway.
Armored vehicle
any and
destroyed.
all of Yellowhead's AAVs. Good smoke to save some of them, but
Heavy missiles.
Yellowhead's definitely between a rock and a hard place right now.
Light up that target.
Enemy
And this
unit detected.
incoming fleet from Empty is probably going to decide the game.
Railgun online. New heading set. Maneuver screen.
And in the background you can see the base runner coming for the last artifact, just in case artillery cruiser gets taken out by the
Alert. Artillery cruiser
LAVs.
lost.
Green line.
Battle cruisers are going to take out any AAVs that
Attack location
pokes their head up, or railguns.
Green line confirmed.
A railgun has been lost.
There's not enough
Under fire.
Position.
units from Yellowhead to counter this force from EmptySoul.
Good copy.
Enemy unit detected. Armored vehicle taking effective fire.
Fire smoke screen. Get us underway.
Battle cruisers coming
LAV
over
taking
to
effective
the
fire.
right side of the screen, LAVs moving over to the left.
Reposition.
An LAV
It's
has
gonna
been
be
lost.
a lot of Soban units blowing up.
Hostile unit marked.
Move order confirmed.
Armored vehicle destroyed. Missile battery destroyed. A salvager has been lost. Alert. Hostiles engaging command carrier. Engage salvager taking hostile fire.
Yellowhead's gonna move a command carrier up, but gonna be too little too late. Command carrier already at 47-44% damage, so it's not gonna go down without a fight, but it will go down.
Salvager destroyed. A sensor post is taking hostile fire. A sensor post has been lost.
Forward damage control. Initiate fire suppression in evac section. Alert.
Command carrier going critical.
Good game to both our players. If you enjoyed this replay cast, hit that like button, subscribe, or leave a message in the comments. Phil Fennec signing out.